session about the virtual team management, Afiq.
Yep, thank you very much, Sunisa, and pleased to meet with.
The stage go to you, Afiq.
Thank you. All right, I hope everyone can hear me very well, and I hope everyone is feeling safe and staying safe, especially. Just to let you know that a bit of quick news in Brunei, we just got into a bit of a lockdown. So we finally got a bit of rise in our COVID cases. So we're all trying to start working from home, being safe and everything. So yeah, things are, starting to get a bit challenging for us. So I'm hoping things are safe with everyone as well. So anyways, without further ado, I want to quickly introduce myself. I know some of you guys may not know me yet, but I am one of the coaches for the YC Lead for Entrepreneur. I'm from Brunei, and I am the lead business counselor at Shell Livewire. I also run my own company called Eco Enterprise, and what we do is mostly on supporting entrepreneurs, whether you're in ideation stage, whether you are in running your business already. So we do provide quite a number of support right there. All right. So today it's going to be a very exciting day for us because I'm going to be sharing more about leadership. We're going to talk more about why we need to be part of it, why we need to be our own leader together with our friends, why we need to be able to manage a team together. Because the thing is, without the leader, without a team, it's not complete. It's not the equation right here we're looking at. So I'm going to quickly share my screen here. All right. Hope you guys can see my screen. Okay. All right. So I just want to mention that again, the topic for today is actually on leadership and team management. All right. The whole focus for today is that why we need to do this, because we need to think about it at this moment. The reason being is because right now, when you're working with a group of people who are out from your country or maybe from the same country, regardless, you still need to do a bit of understanding. You also need to have a bit of ownership with your role, with yourself and your team. And sometimes everyone has very different sense of commitment, different sense of understanding. Why I need to do this? Why am I part of this team? So I'm trying to make sure you guys are all in sync for that one. So the agenda for today is that we're going to understand what is leadership and teamwork. Secondly is challenges for visual team management. Communication, technical, mental, some of these elements I will touch upon later. And lastly, tips and tools that you could utilize. There will be a set of activities for all of you to try on after this, but I hope you guys are stay tuned. And again, I want to see your participation on this one. So don't worry too much on it, yeah? The first item, in regards about leadership, nowadays, there's so many types of leaders in the world. Again, there would be people like Elon Musk, a lot of people like him, because he's very, I would say, very outspoken. He's very confident. And some people would prefer people like Bill Gates, who's much more technical. So again, everyone has different types of leaders. Some people are not thinking so far. They might think, okay, the best leaders I can think about is my father, my mother, my teacher. Okay, so these people, yes, they are considered leaders. The thing is, why leader plays an important role is that when you take charge of your own life, when you take charge of your own profession, your career, yes, you can call yourself a leader. All right. So again, a leader is not just a person with position, a figure. It could also be your team members, your friends. Everyone needs to be leader in this case. So in my session for today, I'm gonna make it very light. I'm gonna have the team to share one link. That link is gonna be very easy for us to look into. So I believe. Hold up. Okay. Let me quickly stop my screen. I will share this one link. I want us to come back before I share back my screen. I have shared this link, this Jamboard. Sunisa and the team has taken the effort to make this link. I want you guys to open that link I shared in the chat. Okay. And the first thing that I want you guys to do, I'm gonna share back my screen at this moment. Okay, Nisa is doing that, right? The first thing is that we need to do is that I want you guys to share what is the one word that you would use in describing your team? Just now we talk about ritual team management, right? So I want us to think about what is the one word when you think about leadership? What is the one word you think about when you think about team management? Okay, so we're gonna take 3 minutes for this. Okay, so everyone in in the room, please kindly check in your chat and type in any one single word. If you're gonna do more, that's fine as well. Okay. So the timer starts now.
Sorry, what's the idea we're commenting on again?
So you're supposed to write one single word that when you think about leadership, when you think about team management, what is that one single word? It could be appreciation, supportive. You can think about anything that comes across in your mind. Nice. I see influence, one word. Well done. Servant, great. Okay, we're going to take a few minutes. I'm going to mute myself for a bit. Please keep it coming. I'm going to set the time. Nice, keep it coming. I see quite a few coming in. Just pop it up right there. Okay, one more minute. Try to put in as much as we can. All right. All right, 30 more seconds. This looks good. Please take note of the words. All right, 10 more seconds. In 5. Oh, my timer ends. Okay. All right, 5 more seconds. Let's wrap it up. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, so I want to quickly highlight a few points right here. So when you think about leadership, when you think about teamwork, now all of these words are always resonating positively. We don't normally, see the word leadership as a position of negativity. Again, there are, things in history, things in life where we see, oh, this leader is so bad. Okay, so the way you would describe that bad leader is not these words on this screen right now. You would describe them, say maybe, oh, not flexible, the opposite of everything, not supportive, doesn't have integrity, no collaboration, not a shaper, no direction. So the thing is, what we want to do is this is a reminder that if you want to think yourself as a leader, make sure you have all these words in you first. The thing is that part of being a leader is that you need to also implement these words, these keywords, into your friends, into your team members. If they don't see themselves with a sense of responsibility, for example, one of the words right here, no, they shouldn't, they should have that responsibility. Other words would be, okay, maybe they're lacking understanding. Why is that so? Okay, so again, it requires a bit of communication, it requires a bit of understanding, and a bit of participation. So I just want to say, for all of you guys that participated in this first activity, I would say, well done. You have taken your first step as a leader, which is to participate. I want to proceed to the next item right now. I'm going to share back to my screen, all right? Okay. So, back to here. Okay, so when we talk about all these points, right, I want to focus on just one single word. Here right now is supportive. Again, I've run several workshops regarding leadership and team management. This is one of the most popular ones that has never exited. When everyone think about leadership, it's always supportive, supportive, supportive. So the thing is, when you have a leader who's not supportive, you feel so limited. Imagine when you have a leader who's all supportive. He would say, hey, job well done. Hey, you know what? Carry on with that idea. You can do it. I can support you. Okay, so that gives a sense of positivity for you and your friends, for your peers. So think about it right now. When you're working in a virtual team, it's hard for you to compliment someone in the back and say, hey, you did a really good job. So what's the best thing we could do? We just send a reaction, thumbs up, or clap. Okay, so I'm trying to make it fun. Small things like these make it very interesting for our working culture. All right, so try to do that. I think a bit of encouragement takes a long mile. So the next item, part of being a leader is that you also need to consider delegation. Okay, so when you delegate, these are some of the 3 things that you allow you and your team members to do. Firstly is to leverage expertise. Secondly is to teach. And thirdly is to allow yourself to think big picture. Now, to leverage expertise, we have to accept the fact. I can tell you, I want to run my own farm, but I don't have a green thumb. I struggle in doing planting. Whenever I plant seeds, I fail. However, my brother, he's really good at it, all right? So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll support you. But you have to help me making sure the plants grow very well. So the thing is, just giving you guys a bit of a context here. My mom wants to start a farm, right? And I want to support her. But when she gives me all the full tasks to lead, I'm like, okay, I don't mind to do it. But the thing is, I don't want to get scolded by my mom as well, right? So I pulled in my brother. He's much more better than me. So I told him, you know what, I can help you in getting all the groceries, getting all the things, the logistic stuff for us to start this small farm in the backyard of a house. But the thing is, I want you to do the planting and you can show me how. Okay, so sometimes you would require, even as a leader, you still need to be taught, which goes into the second point right here, to teach. Okay, so the thing is, when I talk about leadership, it's always a symbiotic relationship. It's always one responding to another and another responding to another. So it's always 2 different types of people resonating with each other right here. The last thing is that to allow yourself to think of a bigger picture. Now, talking about the context of having to start a small farm in your backyard, my mom saw the vision. Oh, she wants to see a very big farm in the back of our house. But the thing is, I don't understand why she wants to have it. Okay, so for me, I'm like, okay, mommy wants to give me more things, you know, more. She wants to have a nice backyard, for example. But I'm still not convinced yet. For me, I'm like, she's wasting money, you know. And then the thing is, my brother, he's like, oh, I don't know, I just don't know what I want to do. I'm just a graduate. Okay, so the thing is, that's where the responsibility, it's not just the leader comes from yourself, but it's also from other people. So my mom tells me, our backyard needs a bit of working. It doesn't look nice when people visit. It's just so empty. It's so gray, so boring. So I'm like, okay. So I start to see the picture that she painted in my head. Then I start to think, how are we going to take it further? I start to work on it in that picture, like working on it slowly. I start to plant things. I start to buy things, have my brother to be involved as well. So now I'm not talking about work. I'm just talking about leadership in a household, in the family. So let's refer it back. Let's think about it back. When you are a leader in your virtual teams across ASEAN, you think about it. What is the level of commitment I'm doing? At least 1 hour I'm working on the work, 2 hours maybe, or whenever I'm free. Other things is that, did your team members delegate the task equally? All right, so that's very important. I'm going to move forward. Why should you care about empowering your team? The first item is that it increased productivity. Secondly is proactive employees. And thirdly is greater happiness. Now, I want to apply this to its more professional environment. When you are a professional, it's always the mindset is that, okay, whether you're working in a nonprofit, whether you're working in the government, whether you're working in your own startup or a corporate company, you also need to think about outcomes. You need to think about how are we going to make money? How are we going to save money? So the thing is, if you empower your team members, first thing you can think about is that they can help you think more. They can help better improve your productivity. It means that they have the right set of expertise and they know what they can do, what they can contribute. The second item is that proactive employees. Would you want to hire an employee who just sits back? Would you want to hire an employee who just, not too sure, boss, I don't have any confidence? It's a bit tough, right? So to have someone like that. But the thing is, this is where you need to reflect back to yourself. Am I giving my employee the opportunity to breathe, to take leadership, to take lead in their work? If they don't, I think this is where we need to review back. How are you as a leader? Because the thing is, one of the tasks for the leaders is that, and I saw in the Kahoot just now, someone mentioned culture. So culture plays a very important role in your team members, in your team environment. So the role is that for leaders to create that environment as much as they can. Okay, so put it this way, I came across Simon Sinek. His session, I read one, I went to watch one of his videos recently, and he said a very important thing. He said, so a lot of employees, they tend to, get fired because they don't perform, right? So the thing is, Simon Sinek says, yeah, it's a very common thing in American culture. But the thing is, some employees, they leave a job because, or they leave a task or a work project because the leaders is not great. But the thing is, how do we counter it? So he said like this, the thing is, the leader should be the one setting the example to each of their peers. We can have so many leaders, and that's great, he said, but the one who is always the owner, he is the one working for the people, for the employees. So something for us to take note. All right, so again, being a leader, it should also come from ourselves. The last item here is that greater happiness. Greater happiness, again, if you're happy and motivated, okay, they say if you're happy and you know it, you clap your hands, okay? So it's the same thing at work. We want to make sure everyone is well satisfied and happy, and so they can perform 100%. The next item is one frame to help us delegate is situational leadership. I believe, I think in some of the workshops before, we did touch upon these. In Shell, this is very important because for us, we work in a high pace and high level operations to ensure that all the production is ongoing. So here, situation leadership is that I've seen some of the leaders who are always directing, means that it's always one way, okay? And that's fine. And the thing is, it depends on what type of leadership are you in. Some leaders are including, they said, hey, you know what, join me in this discussion. I want to see what can you contribute. So that's going to be the second item right here. Supporting is when you empower, you let, sorry, I'm not even talking about empowering yet, but I want to say supporting is when they say, okay, you know what, carry on, you can do it. Okay, I'll show you how, but I'll make sure that you can succeed in doing it. But lastly, empowering is when you take your hands off and you understand, have a full sense of trust to your team members to actually do the job very well. So this is what you call empowering or delegating. And this is not cheap. Yeah, I would say it doesn't happen in a day. It takes maybe a year, a few months to earn that trust. There's no types of employees where suddenly you believe in them, all right? So it definitely takes a bit of time for this one. So I hope it's something for you guys can learn. I'm not going to dive too deep on this one, but if there's any questions, do let me know in the chats, yeah? The next item is about skill versus will. Now, think about it. Where are you at right now as a team leader, all right, or as a team member? Do you feel that you're ready and willing and able? If you are, then you would feel yourself in this group. Some of you guys might feel, I'm a bit burnt out. I have a bit of low confidence. All right, so what you need is a bit of supporting. You need to push. Okay, your leadership, your team members need to help to push you and to make sure that you can be joining them together. And the item is including. All right, so including here is overconfident, but not able to deliver. No problem, I can do it. How many of you guys have experienced this type of leadership? Like everyone says, or he says like, oh, I can do it, man, I can do it. But he never does it. Again, it's a bit of a burn, right? But the thing is, what I'm trying to do right now is trying to recalibrate for everybody right here. The last component is low skill drives low will. This is more for directing. So this is where you only hear one direction, one instruction, and you have no other say. I don't know if that's a really good leadership. It depends on the situation again. But if that is ongoing every day for you to work in your new small team or virtual team, I think you might need to discuss again and create a better culture. All right. So let me move on to challenges. Challenges of team management during COVID-19. This is one of the few from the few surveys that I got from my workshops. Actually, this was done before before this whole lockdown again. So the first item that people were saying, they're not happy because we're unable to meet face to face. Okay, they can't meet their boss, they can't meet their family, they can't meet their colleagues. It's hard for them to communicate, which falls into item number 2, miscommunication. Some of them, when they work from home, they start to procrastinate. I fall into that sometimes, okay? Especially now when I start to go to the gym, I'm like, okay, so tired, I need to rest and things like that. So again, procrastination at home is a huge problem. It's very tough even for me. But again, if you have a sense of responsibility, you definitely can work on this one. The next item is lack of ownership of task. So try to think back. I want us to remember again, when we are doing our YC Live Futurepreneur project, we are also working on our own personal things at home, at work. But how many hours, how many minutes did you commit to make sure that the task is done by you and your team? Okay, how frequent do you guys chat in the group? How many times do you guys meet in a week or every 2 weeks? Right, so things to consider. The next item is personal issues. Some people that I learned from my workshop, they shared their own personal issues. I find it a bit sad because sometimes they feel they cannot do anything. And what made me feel so bad is that sometimes I cannot do anything. I can only just listen to them. So even for that, please take note. Some of your friends, your peers are feeling down. Okay, so maybe there's a reason why they cannot complete the task. So try to listen to them, understand their perspective and views. The next item is, it's a bit popular. It's a network connection. So I hope even for my workshops, I also want to make sure I'm in a good environment to conduct my workshops. My internet is not cut. I pay my bills every month. But again, for some people, they struggle. It's because of geographical location. Sometimes their telco is just terrible. So, these things can be controlled. Some of them may not be able to control, right? The next item is fear of losing job. I was surprised when I got this one, but when I asked the person, when they share about this one, they said, "I'm already part of the team," they said, "but I don't know if I can contribute. I'm scared if I would lose my job if I don't show, if I don't prove." So when you think about that, or when your colleagues think about that, you need to sit down with them. Don't push them and say, "You cannot do anything. You're not good. You're not great. No skill lah, how lah," like this. So we don't do it like that. So you sit down, have a valuable one-to-one conversation, and make sure you can help them think outside of it, and they can be much more proactive in the job. Okay. And the second last thing is unable to sustain financially. Again, this is very important. Some companies or some projects, if it's not consistent, it's not attractive for the team members. They feel like we're not doing any progress. I'm not making money from here. I'm not benefiting. I should move out. Again, you shouldn't blame them. It's a logical thing to think about it as well. But perhaps I suggest to think of it together, sitting it together. The last item is struggle with business continuity. A lot of the businesses struggle so much on this, projects that struggle so much on this. It's only because most of the things that I described from above, it could come down to this one. When people feel, I'm not sure, the impact is not there yet. The impact takes so much time. We're not making money. The team is not, the resource is not enough. The team members are not proactive. So when that happens, then it would start to jeopardize your project. So I know some of you guys are looking at your projects, but I do hope that this would be some of the items that you can face and discuss together as a team. All right. So when you do that, I think it would be very beneficial. Now, the next item is founders. Okay. You guys are all founders. All of you guys are project managers. Founders struggle when startups grow and they have to become managers. So this means that if your project grows, okay, you as a team leader need to identify, okay, I need to manage a new assistant. The rest of the team, how do I manage the people? Some people think it's all just about talking and making sure everyone's on the same page. Well, in fact, it's not as simple as that. Sometimes you have to consider the human, the mentality, the technical skills, okay, it varies with everybody. So when that happens, you need to make sure that everyone is still on the same page and everyone knows what they can contribute. So this is where important role for us to identify what are the roles of everybody in the job, on the job. That's something that we can talk about in our third activity later on, right? So moving on, in fact, I want to do a bit of a discussion with everybody, all right? So what's going to happen next? I will need Sunisa to help me on this one. But in the meantime, before I break you off into groups, I want you guys to challenge yourself, okay? What are the challenges you face as a leader or as a team member? So for example, if you're a team leader, okay, I want you to tell your friends, your peers, okay, at least like 1 minute, everyone should get a chance, okay, just to share 1 minute each. What is your challenges? Go straight to the point, okay? If you're a team member, you can tell them, hey boss, or hey guys, I think I'm struggling. I don't know if I can commit to this project. I struggle so much because I cannot manage my time. Maybe for the leaders, they said, okay, perhaps we can come up with a suitable time. We can meet once a week, or maybe commit 1 hour per day just to talk about these things. Okay, so please, I think the first thing for you to do is that you need to identify what are the challenges you're facing personally and share it with the team. Okay, so I'm going to have Sunisa to help me break everyone into groups. All of you will be in your respective groups. Please be mindful. Don't be harsh. Don't be critical to your team members. But again, be as supportive, as helpful as you guys can. We're not here to hate. Yeah, that's my number one rule. We're not here to hate. We're not here to judge. We want to create a good environment. We talked about that initially just now, right? So as a leader, we want to create that environment. But again, if you need to point out, I think, leader, there's something you need to know. We're not making effort. You say this, but why are we not doing it? Okay, so that's something you need to bring up as a team. Again, take everything with a pinch of salt. Nothing personal here. We just want to make sure everyone is on the same page. So, all right, I'm going to stop my share. Okay, take note of this. The main question is, what are the challenges you face as a leader or as a team member? Okay, I'm going to stop my share. And yeah, so Nisa, can we have everyone in their groups?
Yes, sure, we're ready.
Great. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Okay. Okay. Too quick, yeah? I know. So there was an intent for me to make it super short, actually. All right. Do you guys want more time? Okay, I know you guys want more time. Okay, so let me proceed from here. Don't worry too much, yeah? Okay, so the thing is, there's a reason why I keep it very short. And the reason being is that I want you guys, the next time you meet as a team, start to talk about things like these, yeah? Oh yeah, makasih. So the thing is, I want you guys to start thinking about these together. I want the most important component is that when you have the opportunity to share about these things, do you realize the energy that your friend, your peers are sharing? Sometimes they're feeling confused. Then you're like, okay, why is this person so confused? You get so curious, right? So when you start to feel that sense of curiosity, that's when you kind of want to really dig deeper into it. And now that's the hook. Basically, if you're a fish, I basically got that hook already because I'm now trying to understand why is my friends thinking this way. Okay. Again, it's never negative. It's never anything negative. It's more so for you to understand your peers. I want to share. I want to give this opportunity. In fact, it's a bit impromptu, but anyone wants to share. I'll give 3 opportunities here. Anyone wants to share what did they learn from their peers, from your discussion. If you guys are on, please share it with us and open your screens.
Maybe I can share something.
All right, Jara, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
I guess one of the things that I learned was that one of our teammates is having trouble with the language barrier. He needs more time to process the things that we are talking about. So I guess even for me as a team member, I have to take note of that because it's hard to have someone get left behind. And I don't like that in teams either.
it's a very good trait. It's a very good trait. So you don't want your teams, your friends to get left behind. And you understand some of your team members also have a bit of flaws, right? And that's fine because everyone is incomplete. Everyone is imperfect. So we try to improve each other by working together. So we're filling in the gaps for each other, all right? So take time. Patience is a virtue, I would say. Thanks, Jara. Anyone else wants to share? I know Carmen says she didn't have time. I want to give the spotlight to you. Would you like to share? Oh yeah, I see Carmen. All right.
Yeah, we're actually in the same team. So I was looking forward to hearing more and to sharing more with the team. So, but yeah, basically the lesson there is communication and coordination. I mean, all the things that we will be doing in the next 3 months will be unachievable if we will not be able to communicate and work together as a team. So yeah, that's really my takeaway. Thank you.
Nice job, well done. Thanks, Carmen. All right. So one of the few things as well is that, again, although it's a very short span of time, you were able to compress all the information and identify what are the things that you could work with your team. Yeah, I think that's really good. I encourage more of these talks. Let me tell you this. I do this with my team every week. I try to get to understand what did they do over the weekend, sometimes to see and to gauge. I don't ask them like, in confrontational things like these. So I make it into a very casual setting. So I told them, hey, you know what? I just went to the gym last week. So I told them I was like so happy and excited. So they could understand my energy. But when I saw that, oh, okay, great. So I'm like, really? My gym story is not exciting for you, is it? So the thing is, they were like, I can kind of sense the kind of, energy. So that's when I start to dig deeper, and slowly I realized that, okay, they don't want to go lunch with us. So maybe they're not really feeling happy or something. So dive into it. They're not open to everybody. All right. So take note, when you're working virtually, this might be the case, especially say, for example, some people are not comfortable with working with, say I'm a guy, all my team members are ladies. I'm not comfortable. I feel so shy. I feel so rigid. Some guys are just, oh, you know what? I'm fine working with all ladies. That's fine. No issue. Great. But what if you turn it the other way around? Sometimes girls also feel a bit shy working in the field with guys, right? So that happens a lot. In Shell, if you go to the offshore tankers and everything, majority, the engineers are male-dominated jobs, right? So, but again, once you go to the office, more women. Again, the setting is just very different. Again, this is just a very rough outlook of it. Now, I want to give one more opportunity. Anyone else wants to share? Coaches, you guys can share as well. I see James giving a raise up. Would you like to share?
Yeah. Hello. Hi,
Hey,
my name is
James.
James. Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can
Okay,
hear you
cool.
clearly.
Yeah. So, I think one thing that we've discussed throughout that short meeting session was that during the discussions that we have, like meetings wise, I think it's a bit hard to establish that personal touch with one another, especially through Zoom meetings. So maybe we all like discuss like turning on your cameras and actively engaging one another. I think that's also very important for meetings as such. And language barrier also is a bit hard to communicate, but we'll get through it. Yeah. Yeah. So just that point. Yeah.
Nice. I think that's good. So like it's a bit of a challenging factor, right? So when you're just behind the screen every time, there's no personal touch, there's no, it definitely can be a challenge. Okay, so Sarah said, now I have to always turn on my camera. That's good. That's good. We like to see your faces, everyone. So I know some of you guys are shy. Some of you guys are like, I'm doing something in the back. Don't want you guys to see. That's fine. Again, it definitely depends on up to you guys. But again, I think it's best. I think James pointed out a really good point. If you have a meeting with your friends, if possible, try to show your face. We want to know if you're actually doing the work, you're committed to the work. All right. I want to share you guys a very short story. So I used to have a project in Cambodia before. It was somewhere in Takeo. So we were working with a community of weavers, women weavers. Very nice place. Yay to Vong. So very nice place there. I love the whole, the environment is just so very relaxed. So what happened was the community was consisting of women weavers, all right? And I was thinking, this is a very good example of a full ecosystem. The males, the men are farmers. They provide for the ladies, for the women. But for the women, they focus on grooming and making the silkworms. The silkworms are the ones that would produce the cloth, the silks for your clothing and stuff like that. But my reason for being is that I understand when I went there, I was getting ready. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna be able to communicate well with the people there. I don't know any Khmer language, only only a few. But what happened was I wanted to go to the grocery shop, and I typed in on my Google Translate. I typed it down, and I showed to the shopkeeper, and then he said, "No." I was like, "Hey, why? What happened? I thought I typed it correctly." Then after that, there was an assistant next to us. He said, "Oh, sorry, this guy said he doesn't read." All right. So that was some of the things that happened. You know, again, in our field right now, we are very privileged to be able to have that knowledge of reading. But imagine yourself as a leader who works in a field where some people don't know this language or that language. It can be a challenge, but it's not impossible to work with. All right. So I want to move on to my next part. But before that, anyone else wants to share what did they gather from the small breakout just now? I'll give one more opportunity. Okay, no one wants to? Okay, if that's fine, we have one more session after this. Actually, I'm very curious. I want to hear what, maybe let's hear it from Panda, from Vong. What did you gather from your group? What did they what did they say?
Oh, hi. Well, I think it's just one person from the team at the moment. We had our check-in yesterday too, so it's about revisiting the
Nice.
conversations about accountability. But
Yeah.
I think it's more on diagnostics. In a way, we accept the fact that this team is young. Setting aside time to both meet and do tasks require a lot of efforts, and I think it's still stuck in directing phase, where a lot of things are currently directed to actually move forward, because even though we say we need to actually get better, but the first phase is also to start moving. So in a sense, they are in the dilemma in that aspect. But looking forward to their further conversation, because they did ask for further reflections on your session moving forward too.
Nice, well done. I think that's a really good share. All right. So even though it's just with one team member, I think that's still a very fruitful thing. Again, no information is left, unutilized right here. So I'm going to move forward with my session. Yeah. So let me just come back to my screen. All right. Okay. So moving on, there's a few tips and tricks that you could utilize when you're working in a team. Yeah. So I want to share with you guys the first items. I want to talk about the do's and don'ts. The do's is the things you should do or encouraged to do. Empower those who have demonstrated the capacity to handle responsibility. So this means that you allow somebody to take charge. You give them a position, a role, and for them to do the job. You can trust them. You can have confidence in them. Again, that's not something that easily earned, but you have to show. You have to really show that you can do it. The second thing is that to create a learning environment in which people are encouraged to grow their skills. So if you feel that, okay, some of the tasks is a bit too tedious, maybe as a start, then you could delegate it to someone else to do it. One of the things is that you could also have maybe an assistant. In some environment or for your project right now, if you guys are able to get more volunteers to work with you, I think that'll be really great. Again, you're not creating just an environment for yourself and your friends. You also create an environment for other people to participate in your mission. If you're able to do that for this project, I would say Sunisa can spam the clap button, the clap reaction in the chat group. All right. So just a bit of fun right there. The third item is give people autonomy over their task and resources. So in this case, some team members might not understand, what am I actually doing? I don't know what what are the tasks I'm supposed to do. So what you need to do is that as the leader, you need to show them how it's done. Then you could proceed from there. All right, show them. Sometimes they don't have the knowledge to do it. The fourth item is take ownership of your role. Some leaders, they don't know that their role is very important. A finance person is as important as a project manager, as important to an HR officer. All of these roles has a place in the organization, whether you're a nonprofit, whether you are a government officer. If no one does your job, no one, the whole company is, gonna be stuck right there and there. All right. The last item is practice active listening with your team. So my task just now is to make sure that you guys are listening to your team, although it's a very short span of time. I want you guys to do that in your own time after this, after this call. Just have one dedicated time just to sit down. Hey, you know what? I want to hear more about how's things there. Okay. My challenge to you guys for that one, don't talk about work. Just for that one sitting, just talk about yourself. You'd be surprised what you guys can gather after that. All right. The next item is on the don'ts is to first item is micromanage and control all aspects of your team's work. There's one time where when you are in the position of a leader or a team manager, you kind of see, okay, this person is not doing it right. Okay, this person is not sure. Okay, what can they do? So when that happens, right, you need to really make sure that they can do, but progressively. Again, you can nudge them, but don't keep check with them. You will feel paranoid. I would feel paranoid if you guys start to micromanage me. I'm like, am I not good enough? So something to consider. The next item is revert back to old habits during stressful times. This is when empowering your team can be most important. Now, old habits, some people, they struggle with procrastination. Some people struggle with not committing. They don't understand their role. They don't want to take the initiative to learn the task, the job. Sometimes people just don't want to talk to other people. Again, communication skills is important. Some of these traits, remember we talk about when we list down on that one single board just now, the first activity, we need to put those components into ourselves first. So when you revert to old habits, remember back, hold on, I'm a leader. Why am I acting this way? Okay, so now try to reflect back in your projects right now. Did I do justice to my work? Am I giving time for it? Am I getting the job done? How far are we? All right. The last item is second guess others' decision and ideas unless it is absolutely necessary. This undermines the confidence and keeps them from sharing future ideas with you. So as a team, you need to listen to each other, but the best way is to do voting. Sometimes, as a team leader or even as a team member, you don't know if other people's decision is great. So this is something I want to encourage. Try not to second guess. I'm going to proceed to the next item, which is one of the management tools that you could utilize. If you guys have utilized a project management tool called Agile or Scrum, just to let you know, it is very popular. There's other versions of it. There's XP, FTD, RUP, DSDM, Crystal, and Kanban. And these are several tools that you could use to manage your projects like Shanti, Slack, Lark, Discord, Mattermost, and Flock. Personally, for me, I like to use Discord and Slack. These are the top two for me. But Scrum, Agile Scrum is a tool and methodology used to collaborate in organizing team members cross-functional. So it means that if you are, say, working in McDonald's, right? In McDonald's, you have a person who does cashier, who does say maybe the cooking, and the ones who's doing accounting. All of them can collaborate. They can figure out what are their roles and tasks, and they should do it together. They need to understand their roles first before they can start delegating the task. So 5 components or values of Scrum is that you need to have the courage to do the right thing and work on tough problems. Okay. The second thing is to focus, to make sure that you're focused on the sprint, on the project. That is the main goal. The goal is that you need to be on the same page. The third item is commitment. Who in the team is committed? Who in the team is not sure where they are at? You need to sit down with the team members and figure that out. The fourth item is respect. Respect is easily, one of the things that people tend to forget. I say easily because sometimes people, when they just point out, they forget, okay, this person is just a person. They forget that they're actually team members who is valuable to make sure you can achieve your target. Okay, so we need to understand that your team members need to be capable and independent. And lastly, openness. Openness here, basically to open to challenges about work, open to discussion, open to be outspoken as well. All right, so something I want to encourage here. So let's dive into the tool, Scrum. All right, so if you guys have used Scrum, I think this will be a bit easier for you. But if you guys have not, don't worry too much. But what's going to happen is that all of you guys will be put into groups later on. What you will need to do is that please take a bit of take time to understand this tool very much. First, you need to list down all the tasks. Okay, list it down. For me, I've listed down 4 tasks right here. In the first column here, recruit volunteers, interview potential partners, finish business plan, seek funding. So I have 3 members in my team, assuming my name is James. Hi, James. We have a James in the group as well. So there's James, there's Jane, and John. So for James, he's like, okay, I'll take on the recruit for volunteer. I'll take on that one. All right. And Jane, she'll be like, okay, I can do funding. I can do calculating and finance and things like that. So I'll source it out. John, he's not sure. So this is where we can figure out what are unfinished tasks we should give him to do it. So in this case, in progress. So wait, apparently John has finished the business plan, so that's fine. So instead, he can take out other tasks, interview potential partners instead. So things like that, things like that he could take on. So things that you're currently to do, you can put it in the to-do column. In progress, to finish in the business plan. And lastly, once it's complete, you could put it in that slot. So here, create social media account, create a Gmail account, very straightforward. This is how we categorize it. Again, this is just one of those tools that you could utilize. In a physical environment, you could just put it in basically in a flip chart and basically just put it on Post-it notes. This is an activity I want you guys to do. Write down the tasks needed to do, identify which officers are responsible to do, and feel free to customize and add deadline. The tools you guys will be using for this call is Jamboard and the breakout rooms. All of you guys will be broken into your own respective teams. I will need Sunisa again to help me out to put everyone in the group. And what's going to happen is that you guys can share and just put everything in your own respective Jamboards. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me before I let you guys off for the activity? Okay, if there's no questions, then that's fine. I want to give one quick reminder. It's going to be time for 10 minutes, okay? And what's going to happen is that I want you guys to start discussing. So this is try to utilize your actual project. I know some of you guys are thinking, I don't have a role yet. So sorry, sir. So sorry, guys. I don't have any of that yet, you know? So this is the time. We need to talk about this, get to root of it, and make sure we're actually moving. So I know the Kenan team are very keen to see that you guys are progressing on this one. So yeah, I'll leave it to all of you. All right, so Sunisa?
All right, thank you, Alfie. So I throw the link of the Google Jamboard into the chat box already. So before the link, you will see all the list of the team. If you get into the Google Jamboard sheet, you will see 11 sheets. So you just get into the sheet according to your team number. So see you in 10 minutes.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
All right. Okay, while we're waiting for everybody. Okay. All right. So I hope that was very useful for all of you guys. My reason for doing that workshop is for you to see what are we actually doing right now for our own project. Okay. So I know sometimes some of you guys would feel, I'm not sure where we are at right now. I don't know what to do next. Okay. So this is where it's an exercise to make sure you remember, okay, we have to do this, we have to do that. Okay. Sometimes long meetings are so boring. So when you think on the spot, then you would figure, okay, we got to do this, guys. We got to start working on it, finding out roles and stuff like that. So I don't know. Do I have time, Sunisa? Do I have enough time?
Yes. How much time you want?
Not too long. Not too long. I definitely want to give everyone a chance for dinner. Okay, so I'm gonna give opportunities for everyone to share what is per group, basically. Is that enough time for us?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, let's start with group. Shall we go numerically? I think that's fine, right? Yeah, can we start with group number 1 to share what did you guys found out? What are your findings from your discussions? What needs to be done for you guys? Group number 1.
Hello, Bob. So for our group, we decided to share to delegate tasks, to separate out the tasks, and also try to delegate the responsibility to each member and try to make the goals clearer for our action.
Okay. All right. So perhaps you can share what is left to be done for you guys. Have you done social media? I want to see what have you guys done? What are you guys going to do next? So perhaps you can share on that one.
So for the screen sharing, the application that I just downloaded, I haven't signed it yet, so it might take some time. So I will just try to talk.
No worries. Yep.
Yes. So the next. Oh yes. So,
yep. It's Wong.
So the task for our to-do list, we mostly have the persona interview to interview students and also to interview the employer or like the recruiter, and also we try to have other tasks like designing the poster for digital marketing and also preparing the persona board that I just mentioned. And we could have more tasks I added, but for now these are some of the tasks that listed here. And so the next thing for us to do is like we try to do the persona interview, and for me I will do the interview for students, and after that I will try to create the board. And yes, for that there are also some of the tasks that is completed, and those are the tasks that are to create a questionnaire for the interview for students, and that's it.
Okay, this is very good. So at least you guys can start using this to outline your next task and identify what needs to be done. As I can see right now in your Jamboard, it's the in progress is empty. I know maybe this is something for you and your team to start discussing. What are the tasks you guys are doing right now? Yeah, so something to consider. But job well done. This is very good. Thank you very much. Let's proceed to team number 2. I think if anything, I should just share my screen instead. Yeah. Oh, maybe Wong. I think Panda can. Okay, never mind. I'll just share my screen to show that one. Yeah. So we are in number 2. Oh, sorry. This is team number 2. All right. Okay, team number 2. There's Yasmin.
Yes. Thank you, Coach, for delivering the presentation before. So basically, our task divisions, basically in the main to-do list that we have to do, there is a first step that we have completed, which is research and ideation. For overview, so our project is about making content in Instagram about financial inclusion and making a financial inclusion webinar and training at the beginning of October 2021. So there is several main to-do list that we have to do, but the phase 1, which is research and ideation, is already completed. So right now our to-do list to making the first content about the financial inclusion. So the content is like a micro blog. So it's an article but visualized in a more understandable way to the people. And also, yeah, we're still doing the content one about the making the substances and also designing the content. So we have divided with the person of each to-do list also, like the PIC one, but basically every steps, all of the members have their to-do list or have their task also.
Job well done. I think that's very good. Just a few comments, I think, right here is that I think, as you guys can see, their structure is very different. They went straight to the to-do list and they assigned the respective officers to conduct it. So I think that's very good. And some of it is that you will see, like in this case, all the officers need to participate, I believe, yeah? So again, it depends. However you use Scrum, some Scrums are just like follows the exact format. Again, like I mentioned just now, you can customize it to however your needs. All right, so thank you. Well done, team number 2. Let's invite team number 3. There's Austin, Fuad, Kimla, and Lucio.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Austin.
Yes. So here's the to-do list, the tasks that we have. That well, in short, we have discussed in short. Like actually, we have a lot of tasks that we haven't listed here, but yeah, we haven't finished to discuss. Maybe later on we can continue to discuss with this Jamboard.
Nice.
But some of the things that we think that it is important to do is that we things are listed here from 1 to 6. They are we will socialize the social circle about the project. So it is not only for mainly it is developed in Indonesia, but we can share it to other country, maybe from to the other country like Brunei from Fuad's country, and Cambodia from Kimla's country, and Timor-Leste from for Lucio's country. And then we can get in contact with the agriculture expert because it is based on the agricultural things. So we have to test our project and to evaluate the effectiveness of the project after we have developed our creation of content and also app development. So yeah, that's it. But we are still now in to-do list. We are not still working on it, but we will as quick as possible to it.
No worries. Just to let you guys know, my workshop is not to scare you guys. It's not to okay, it's more of a reminder that this is something that you guys are on board in. So I want to see what are the things you guys have to do. This is well done. I think again, everyone, I have no doubt, everyone is already in the same mindset that we have a project, we have a mission to do. It's just a matter of taking the step to do it, right? So that's always the challenge. So thank you very much, team 3. Thank you very much, Austin. Let's proceed to the next group, team number 4. Team number 4, who's gonna represent?
Hi, I'm from team number 4. I'm the CEO, and other team members are gone already because some are no internet connection and some are no their computer. So that's why after finishing this, they already gone. So I'm gonna present this our current situation. So I'm meeting with developers every day, almost every day, even in the different time zone, and we are doing the wireframe for the application. So wireframe is kind of the layout and flowchart for the application that we're gonna implement. So at the moment we are working on it and then negotiating with the developers to finish in time for this WISE-City program. We need to present in October. So that's why I'm negotiating with these people, because they said like it is impossible to finish within these deadlines. So that's why I'm encouraging and forcing them to finish even the wireframe for within a limited period. So we just finished the login frame. So we gonna this is the completed text, and for the data collection from the WISE-City team, and we have I have 3 members like Darlene, Sudami, and Kifari. So they have done the data collection for Cambodia, Myanmar, and Indonesia country, like 3 cities, and we have collected only for the hotels, restaurants, and other kind of digital information. And for designing, I work with the designer, but we haven't reached that stage because there would be the final stage. We're still doing the market research and how would be the differentiate from the other kinds of the travel application. This is all about our current situation.
Wow, well done. That's very good. That's a very good presentation as well. So I can see that once you understand your roles and tasks, you can identify who needs to do the task, what needs to be done, and what's the sense of urgency. I think that's the key point right here as well. Thank you very much. All right, for team number 4, well done. Thanks for staying for the team. All right, let's proceed to the next group, team number 5. Oh, it's empty.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Hi, coach.
No worries.
Yeah, it's my name is Sinyeme and I'm from Myanmar. So what happened is like I'm the only one in my team here. Yeah. So what I did in the breakout room is like I had discussions with Coach Ria. She is not my coach, but I kind of share what I have been doing, and I kind of have a discussions. But so I couldn't be able to write anything on the Jamboard, but I have the outlines and the works that we have been doing. So if you allow, I would like to share the screen and then give you the brief of what I have been what we have been doing.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
No worries, no pressure.
Okay. So my project is the self-learning program for youth with YSEALI alumni, and I am the project lead. So this is my team members. My name is Sinyeme. I'm the project lead, and then I also have a project counselor, project consultant, and project manager. These they are not from Futurepreneurship. They are my colleagues, and I have them separately from not from the Futurepreneurship. And then I have 2 members from Futurepreneurship, that is Tepo and Cho Zani Win, and then 1 more members from outside. So basically these are the members, and I have been working with them. So my project is the main task is to deliver 3 different courses. Is the replications of YSEALI academic fellowship. So we will be offering 3 courses, namely civic engagement and social entrepreneurship and environmental issues. And all these courses each course will last 5 weeks. But the first 3 weeks will for the first 3 weeks is for the topics what I mean is like the first 3 weeks is mainly for the civic engagement and environmental issues and social entrepreneurship, but the 4th week will be the training sections for scholarship writing, and the last week will be the training sections for the soft skills. So for the project to implement the course, the main talks as we have discussed is
I think you might need to just make a very brief one. I think we're a bit short of time. So sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, the announcement, social media announcement, which I have already done, and then the next thing is I'm also announcing the participants. So I will be accepting a total of 90 participants, 30 for each program, and then we have already done this progress, and what we still need to do is the announcement for the participants. So we will be screening the participants soon, and the operations, which will be in September, and at the end of the operations, which what I mean is the end of the course, there will be the evaluation and certification sections, and then we will also let the participants implement follow-up mini project to have a bigger impact on their community. So yeah, basically these are the talks, and these are the talks that we have been working. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Chris.
No worries. Thank you very
sorry
much.
for that. Yeah.
It's okay. Thank you very much. All right, let me get back to my screen. Yeah. Sunisa, do we have time for this one? Can we still proceed or?
Yeah, I think we may proceed, but
Okay.
maybe each team could give a brief view.
Okay.
on the plan.
All right. So I think for the next few teams, just take note of the time factor as well. We're gonna allow you guys at least to share just straight to the point. What are the next things to do? All right. So I'm gonna share back my screen after this. Yep, right here. Okay. Hope you guys can see it. Team number 6. Okay. Let's go
Yeah.
straight on.
Yeah, this is us, her store.
Hey.
So right now we have developed a tool, but we are enhancing it to collect data from the women micro enterprises, since we're basically making a database. And then eventually after that we will be gathering data, and then we will also be because we are already looking beyond the 3 months of the project, so we're gonna have a design thinking session towards the end of August.
Nice.
So yeah, thanks.
Cool. Very precise, eh? So this is very good. I can see that you also put in a bit of allocation of task already. So really job well done. So the matter of factor is that the next thing is just to implement it, start running it, right? So yeah, well done. Team number 6. This is really good. Straight on and very colorful.
Thank
I like
you.
it. All right, let's get ready. Team number 7. It's empty as well. What happened? Where are you guys at? Is team number 7 here?
There's no team number 7 today.
Okay, it's all right. Thank you, Sunisa. Let's move on. We're gonna go to team number 8. Wow, look at this. Who is responsible for this Jamboard? Let's hear it.
Hello, everyone. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, Sarah.
Okay, so what I did here is that, so these are actually our tasks. These are actual tasks. This is what I presented to the team. So I just copy pasted. All right, so you can see here, we are actually a big team. We're composed of 12 members here from Philippines, Singapore, and Malaysia. And we're actually, for the progress, we're actually done with our first batch of students. So you can see here, there's a lot of tasks in progress. So we are happy to report that we were able to teach 8 students, 2 students per class. And so far we received good feedback, both from the kids and parents. And just yesterday, we received a message from a parent who is interested to continue to enroll her child in coding class. And that's something that we're still thinking about, because initially, I was thinking to have the free sessions until October, but then I think this parent is really willing to pay.
Nice.
So that's what I'm thinking now, like how much or how much. Yeah, so that's for us. And what's next for us is that we're going to continue for our next batch. We're opening our second batch this September. So I'm posting here the link. But so if you know anyone, any student from Philippines or Singapore who is willing to try our free trial class, then you can maybe invite them and share this link to them. So that's all for us.
Nice. Well done. Thank you very much, Sarah. I think this is very elaborate. I think this is very good. What you guys did also is that you guys are picking up from some of the things that you've already done before in your plans, right? So it's a matter of like putting it in this one. Well done. I think that's very good and very straightforward, easy to handle as well. And definitely, guys, if you guys have time, do check out the link. It's just right there, bit.ly/WeCode for kids. So that's pretty cool stuff.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Sarah. All right. Number 8, thank you. Let's move on to team number 9. It's empty as well. Are they here, Sunisa?
No team number 9 today.
Okay, no worries. Team number 10. All right, we have team number 10. Okay, let's hear it from, so here there's Lan, Coco, Core, Im. Yeah, basically they're my team. But yeah, I want to hear what they have to say.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Go from Thailand. So I'm gonna talk you to our project, TTDC project. So regarding our last meeting last night, so we decided to set a task, which you can see in the yellow color, which we got like 4 different tasks right now. And then we already put our a name, which in the pink color. So as you can see, and then now we are working on our survey question, which we hopefully that we can finish it soon, like within this week, and then we can use a questionnaire survey to our target audience by next week, and then we hopefully all of the tasks will finish within this week. Thank you.
Nice. All right. Job well done. I think this is also very colorful and I think very nice to see. Some of the tasks is that, is that you need to start seeing what is in progress, what is missing. Sometimes the things that are completed, you will need to put it back to task because you might need to do some reviews. All right. Just some tips for everybody right here. Last group, last but not least. Thank you very much, team number 10. Number 11 is something as well. Are we on, Vanessa? Or
we have member from Malaysia, Kwan Chong.
okay, would you like to share or is it okay?
Sorry, I think I need my leader to be presenting the thing.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe next time. Thanks.
No worries. Okay, so let me share back my my screen on the slide. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap everything up. All right. So okay, let me go back here. Oh, actually, never mind. Actually, I think that's it. In fact, yeah, I think that's it on my presentation. Yeah, I thought I had one more slide to wrap up everything. Usually I would have that. So anyways, I've been enjoying a whole session today. I think it's a very fun opportunity, I would say, by Kenan to make me one of the coaches. I know I missed out on the previous session by Panda, by Fong, because I had my injection shot last time. So yeah, I got my second dose for my COVID shot. So hopefully I'm safe for the pandemic and ready to go. But yeah, do you guys have any last questions for me? No questions? I know you guys might be shy. In case if you guys are shy, I'm not on Facebook anymore, not on Instagram. You guys can chat with me on LinkedIn instead. I'm doing a social detox. I've been away for 2 months now, so I'm so happy. Proud commitment. So something to share with all of you guys. Yeah, so my LinkedIn, I think Alex was just texting there. My LinkedIn is Afiq Muhammad. I'll just type it down there. It should be everyone, Afiq Muhammad. Just check it right there. Do let me know if you guys need some help and advice. I will be gladly to assist you on your projects, all right? So I know the other coaches are very keen to talk to you guys as well. I think we're here, let's try to remember, behind the screens, we're human beings. We have flaws, but it's always nice to get in touch and get to know what everyone's doing on the other side, all right? COVID has already been a huge challenge. Let's fight it together, okay? So yeah, I think with that said, I hope you guys learn and benefit from my session today. All of you guys are young leaders. I get inspired from all of you as well. So thank you very much for your time and for your patience. If you guys are missing out on my session, just to wrap up everything, one tool, Scrum. Imagine yourself preparing for your next dinner. If you do not have a team, you're only just gonna get a bottle of water. No one's gonna make rice, no one's gonna make salad, no one's gonna make beef or chicken or whichever. All right, so you need the full team to lay out the full dinner plan and everything. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm just making it fun for all of you guys. I'm hungry too, but yeah, back to you, Sunisa. Thank you very much, everybody.